everybody, this is Andrew. Welcome to the Scrap Box. Last year, right before the new year, I decorated the entire house, made sure all the furniture was nice, everything was clean and all that stuff, except for the office. This year, it's time to do the office. And, there's a lot to do. And a little secret between you and me, this is actually filmed halfway through, so you can only imagine what the before actually looked like. Bloop, bloop. I have a lot of minifigures. And the worst part is, I want to display them nicely, but a lot of them just end up in little containers like this. I'm going to try to make them look nice. Now, one of my local Daisos has a bunch of these collector's display boxes, and I've actually used them on some of my LEGO displays. You can see the Looney Tunes and the Muppets over there. The first collection I'm going to complete is my Overwatch figures. Now, I don't play Overwatch anymore. I used to play it a lot, and I just don't have the heart to get rid of them. Somewhere I have the original Hanzo and Genji. I do not have Diva, Reinhardt, Junkrat, or Roadhog, though. And I think if I had them all, they might not all fit, or at least have to get rid of the custom Bastion. But for now, I'm going to cap this one, and if I find Hanzo, I have his face. That's how I know for certain. See, that's his face right there. But, yeah. I have to point out that LEGO really thought, yep, that's Soldier 76's hair right there. Yikes. And for McCree, they had recently come out with the LEGO Movie 2, and they have a Rex cowboy hat with an actual hairpiece, but they gave him no hair. Alright, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to update this Star Wars shelf. There are over, I think it's 1,400 Star Wars figures. There's no way I'd ever be able to collect all of those. So instead, I'm trying to get the first series or the first year release. As you can tell, I've got a lot of the figures. Some of them are missing parts. And we're going to add the ones we're missing. Also, this is technically, quote-unquote, the first set to come out. So I've got that too. Here's what they look like a little closer up. As you can see, I'm missing a lot of helmets, some heads, things like that. We'll get there, though. Now, there are 3 pit droids in the first series. This is one of them that I just made. The other one is partially done, mostly because it has 2 old brown clips that are supposed to go here, and I don't have them. I'm sure I do have them. I just don't know where I have them. Yeah. I have the Scout Trooper's helmet, but I don't have his accurate face, so I'm going to put a little pink 1x1 cylinder. And that will remind me, whenever I see it, that that's not his actual face in there. I did a similar thing with Maul. I also have the head for this really, really weird guy. Come on. There we go. I do not have this middle piece. I have the head, I might have the hat piece, I have the goggles, and I definitely have the legs. It's just this piece that ties it all together, do not have. I'll put his head right here for now. Alright, I think that's all I can do for this one right now. I did add the legs that I had, but yeah, not too bad. About halfway there. A little addition is I've had this Iron Man for quite some time. We'll put him right in there. Perfect. So I have a ton of Disney minifigures, and I was wondering how I was going to display them all, and I think I've got it. I've got these small display cases for video games that I've played, like Stray. Oh man, it's the one where the dwarves, they mine for things in space. Raft. And this is a whole project I haven't finished. But my one concern was I didn't want to stack my Disney figures like this, because this seems kind of lame. Especially when I could group them into their own stories, like The Incredibles and whatnot. So I think tomorrow I'm going to go to Daiso and I'm going to try to buy as many of these as I can, and then each one will have their own little story inside. This is my Toy Story collection. It's not nearly complete. It's not nearly perfect. I thrifted the Zurg body, but this is the Buzz Lightyear movie Zurg head. I really need to get an actual replacement for that. I also have the old Buzz, Woody, and Jessie, and the new Buzz and Woody, and I'd love to get the new Jessie. I also don't have Forky or what's her name, Gabby something. No Duke Kaboom either, so those will have to be added at a certain point. Oh, I also have the Lego Toy Story Army Men set. So I have this larger container, and I've built this little stand that I'm going to hot glue into place, and I think this will hold most, if not all, of the Toy Story characters. Good! I put the little stretcher under the back of the display because I didn't want to remove it from the rest of the Army Man set, but it's not really display worthy, and it kind of just gets in the way, so it's hiding back there. It looks nice. It looks full. I didn't think it would actually take up the whole area, but it does. It has enough room for when I get Jessie and Forky and maybe a couple other characters that could be right there in the middle. Nice. This one I think is the beginning of a pivot in my collecting where instead of I've got to get them all, it's I want one of each character and maybe, you know, if there's a very vast difference, that's really cool, like the old figures versus the new figures, I would like to show that off. But I don't need the Toy Story 3 ones where they have little scuffs on them, because number one, I don't really have room, and number two, what would be the point of that? So instead of having the Winnie the Pooh characters just in a line, I have this little diorama for them of Pooh classically stuck in Rabbit's little hole, and them all freaking out about it. This one's a very festive display. The Anna and Elsa came from the Disney the Disney CMF series. Olaf came from one of the mini doll sets, but still can be utilized as a minifigure. And from one of my previous videos, when I got the jewelry box, the Frozen one, it came with the ice horse. And now it is an ice horse sculpture. This one's a nice little action scene from Lightyear as they're running away from the Zurg bots. He's supposed to be holding a crystalline fuel. I forget exactly what they call it in the movie. But, unfortunately, I'm not quite sure where I put those pieces, so right now they're just making a break for it. I found the piece. Technically this isn't a Disney one, but it is still from my childhood and I still really like it. It's a miniaturized version of the big green doors that are on the actual Lego set. And it just barely fits. As you can see, I did have to leave 2 sets of studs right there on the top because otherwise it wouldn't fit into this container if I tiled them off. Now this is a collection I don't have many pieces to, but I eventually want to get all the pieces to. As you can see, there is a stand for the multiple SpongeBobs and Patricks and Squidwards and whatnot. I only have one Squidward. I like the molded head Squidward a lot better, but you get what you get. And these are all thrifted so far. I'll probably fill it out over time. I'm sorting out all the pieces to the Lego sets that I had thrifted over the past couple months, and boy, it's taken a lot of time. But I just have this and that to go. Look how organized these are now. I've got 2 boxes of torsos. These are everyday torsos. Those are occupational torsos. And then, of course, you've got your weird non-human ones and stuff like that scattered around. Under here, I'm sorting completed minifigures into Marvel, Star Wars, Harry Potter, things like that. And then I'll have to decide which ones I'm displaying and which ones are going back in here. Now, I'm not a big fan of the Friends characters. I do enjoy some of their sets, but they are an important part of LEGO history, so I did make this little diorama with the OG Friends characters. I'm tempted to print out a back wall of just like a bedroom and place it back there because right now it kind of just looks bleh. What do you think? Let me know in the comment. Velma and Fred were my holiday gifts to myself. I'm just missing Daphne now. She'll go in the back between Fred and Shaggy. That is not a Scooby-Doo mummy, though. That is a CMF mummy, but it works the same. Also, I built that little mystery machine in the back. It's just a little, really flat one. I just got my new Jessie, my new Duke Kaboom, and my new Chunk in the mail today. Yeah. I'm really just missing a Forky and a Gabby Gabby, and then I'll have most of the necessary characters. You know, everybody wants a Twitch, but with those antennas, I don't think it's going to happen. I was not allowed to watch or read Harry Potter as a kid, and Therefore, in my early 20s, I felt a desperate need to catch up because, I grew up when the movies were coming out, so this was a big part about everybody's lives. And I tried to be like, yeah, this is amazing. It wasn't for me. And now I have all of these Lego sets and books and a plethora of figures, and I have to figure out what to do with them. Okay, this took forever, but here's what I've got. I've got the first Harry Potter set where the choosing hat sorts you. I've got the 9 golden 20th anniversary figures. I've got all the little chocolate frog wizard cards. I've got a Niffler. I've got Newt. I've got our first appearance yellow main characters. I need the body of Snape and the yellow Hagrid, but that's the rest of them. I've got first appearance of the trio, and as best I could, the last appearance. I know they've now produced Deathly Hollow sets. I think they came out early this year, but I don't want to spend money on that. I've got as much as Dumbledore's army as I can. Cedric's in the back. I've got the Weasley family. Unfortunately, Percy is only available in books, so I don't have him. I've got as much as the staff as I can. I've got all of the Order of Phoenix. I've got my bad guys right down there. The Dementor in the back. He's got pants on. I don't know if you could tell. His little tail's back there, but if he didn't have pants, he'd be too tall and the thing wouldn't close. So yeah, I think this is the Harry Potter display, and then all the rest are being parted out. And there we go. Now it's all on one shelf. Perfect. I started this medium container with all the different Minecraft skins on it, and then it also has the little armor sets, and they should have the weapons over there. Perhaps another one with the neutral mobs, but there's a lot of neutral mobs. I don't think they'll fit in another one of these. And then, of course, we've got the angry mobs as well. It fits so perfectly. Nice. This is terribly sad. It doesn't fit with the hats on. It's not like I'm going to take the hats off. Yes, Pepper, hello. This is obviously incomplete, but I did put together my best homemaker little section. These are all the hats and hair pieces and heads that I have. I'm missing the yellow torso. I'm missing a bunch of hands. As you can see, she's incomplete. There's also a face with a mustache on it, but it was only available in Europe. And there's like fire hats and top hats and stuff only available in Europe. So maybe one day this will be complete, but this is what I got so far. Another old type of figure that Lego used to make are these little finger puppets. I'm going to place them, I don't know, right here. And if I had a bunch of Fabuland, it would go in this. That being said, I only have 2 of them. Sad. Another set of figures that I don't know how, but they've completely eluded me besides this face and 2 helmets, I got one there, are the Technic figures. This is all I have of them, and there's 70-something Technic figures altogether, so I don't know how I only have this. Now, there's no way I could ever possibly get every Ninjago figure. However, I do have the original 6 in their first appearances as ninjas, so I'm going to attempt to make a little diorama of them all kicking butt. It's not the best, but you can tell that they're all fighting the skeletons. I also don't have Garmadon's actual face from his first appearance, so that's just a cylinder for now. I'll fix it later. Oh, I'm so close and yet so far, and this has been very tiring. I have so many subsections that I want to make little dioramas of, but I don't have enough figures to do so. Like the adventure line, I'd love to make a little diorama of that, but I don't have Johnny Thunder's hat. And so it's like the little things that are keeping me from doing the big things. It looks like a jumbled mess, but they're actually all in different categories now. For instance, Bionicle minifigures, Castle, all that fun stuff. So it's good. These are all the Marvel figures that I have, not given the Daily Bugle and one other set. I like Marvel a lot. I don't know what to do with all these. This is pretty old, but way back when I wanted to make basically one of these for every Lego series, like Aquanauts and things like that. Um, Unfortunately, I don't have the space for it. And now I'm just starting to clean up. I mean, it's not perfect, there's still a whole bunch to do, but it was kind of a wasteland beforehand, and now it looks nice and put together. Alright, I think I have to call it for right now. Is it perfect? Absolutely not. Is it, however, leaps and bounds better than the piles and piles of minifigures and random trash that I had? Yes. So let's have a final look. I think there's a ton more work to do, a bunch of projects I still haven't gotten done. As you can see, I need to clean up a lot of stuff, organize that huge bin, extra boxes that need to be parted out. A whole ton of stuff needs to be done. However, this is an excellent start, and I actually feel excited to come in here now, whereas before I kind of filled myself with dread. Alright, I hope you enjoyed my panic cleaning of my office. More to come in the future. I can't wait till the whole thing's finished. Alright. Happy New Year.